Hi everyone, I'm Alex. Welcome back to Metamorphosist Media's Hero Forge series, building miniatures for tabletop gaming. The last 3 Sundays, we've been building NPCs for a Pathfinder campaign I am planning to run soon. Today we're doing something slightly different, same sort of general idea. I play in a couple of bi-weekly D&D games. So I'm building one of my D&D characters, a rock gnome wizard. Just started the campaign, first level, Professor Alji Nackle. So she's a female gnome, and I'm here adjusting the ears. I don't like the gnome ears on this. The default gnome ears are too big. Now, this campaign is set in Eberron, and we are all affiliated with Morgrave University in the city of Sharn. It's a little bit more steampunk than a traditional D&D, a little bit more cosmopolitan. So that is something to consider. I've done a little bit with Western clothing, that sort of thing. Now I'm just checking out hats. I like this one. I wish there was a way to adjust the feather. Her ears are interfering with most of the hats. Professor Nackle is as I said, is a rock gnome wizard, first level, and we'll be taking the chronomancy out of the Wildmount book when choosing a specialty school. She's sort of seen as a crackpot around campus. That's not a traditional school that people take. So she's got some interesting theories, I guess is the best way to put it. She is a history professor. And sort of putting her together at this point. This is a brand new character. I've played her once, and it's an interesting setting. Interesting campaign so far. So, fairly standard traditional wizard things. She has a dagger. She doesn't wear armor. She happens to be small because she's a gnome, but you know, pretty straightforward stuff. One thing that was sort of a tie I created with one of the other PCs. Someone in my party plays someone involved with purchasing and finding equipment for the university. And Professor Nackle ordered specialty hourglasses. So I'm glad there is an hourglass option for props on the base. Let's see here. I'm trying to adjust the pose. So she is resting her hand on her dagger. It's getting closer. Involves adjusting the shoulder and then the elbow and then the wrist. It's actually pretty complicated. And moving the arm back will probably involve moving the cape too. So to make some adjustments. I want to maybe move the dagger slightly. There we go. And add some color. My notes have her as having dark hair and dark eyes, sort of grayish. She's a rock gnome, sort of grayish, drab features. So I want to go with color for her outfit. She's fairly flamboyant. As I said, she's sort of seen as a crackpot around campus. As a brand new first level character, there's not really too many exploits to talk about or special gear or anything like that. She carries his dagger. She first session used both of my spell slots for magic missile. There was an assassination that we witnessed, and he came back around to take care of witnesses. So we ended up having to defend ourselves. So I used 2 magic missiles that first session. Other than that, it was primarily getting to know each other, getting to know the setting, that sort of thing. As a history professor, I'm going with the weathered, like the antique brass, primarily. I want her things to feel old. But well maintained. Still have a couple of small adjustments, I think. Yep. Add some decals. The ability to add designs to the covers of the stack of books is actually pretty interesting. I was pleased to see that. Adjusting her makeup. And adding streaks to her hair. So that is Professor Alji Nackle, gnome wizard, professor of history at Morgrave University in Sharn.